Triumph of the mediocre women. Yes, we're going to talk about this. Ugly girls in video games. Have you noticed? If you're not a gamer, you have no idea. But maybe if you watch TV or movies, you've noticed that they're putting more, and they're not always ugly, right? Maybe they would be what the kids call these days mid, right? In terms of middling, right? Middling good looks, right? So this gamer yesterday sparked an outrage over at X.com for a post that he made. As you can see, it's got 3.4 million views. All he did was this. He says, I couldn't resist. I had to fix this. Happy birthday, Aloy. Aloy is a character in a video game, Horizons, Shibber. Don't play the game, but do play some games. And here she is. Happy birthday to our beautiful Aloy. And here she is now. This is the PlayStation Australia sharing the post. And the person underneath it did this. They took the character on the left and they used a little bit of AI, and they shall we say, gave her a little bit of an upgrade. What's up, CC23 from Canada? Nice to have you here. We appreciate you. Guys, don't forget that we do have a new locals chat. And I'm begging you, head on over and sign up today. WakeUpAmericaShow.locals.com. Make sure that you guys hit sign up using that code so you can get the membership that's free using code LibertyLocal. WakeUpAmericaShow.locals.com. Sign up today and drop a chat over there after the show is over. I'd love it if you guys would head over there and start to get to know each other. I'd love to build a stronger community around the Wake Up America Show. We can do that at locals.com. Again, free month. Use code LibertyLocal, not locals, Liberty Local. Anyways, so here's this guy. He takes a character and they upgrade it. I couldn't resist. I had to fix this. Happy birthday, Aloy, right? So probably the reason why they are so upset is, one, because the concept is to fix the character, which is, kind of funny. And then on the right, you can see the more beautiful character. Steffi, you look way more like the girl on the right than you do the girl on the left. I'm gonna be honest. I see my wife over there in the chat. And before she was pregnant, this is what her body looked like. But of course, this got people just completely outraged. And you can see the comments from people. I love this right here. This is the social shaming that goes on here. People who call Aloy ugly are genuinely tweaking. Like, have you never seen a woman? Did your mom leave you? Shame, shame, shame. Were you reproduced asexually? Shame, shame, shame. How are you calling her ugly?
How dare you?
How dare you, right? Because the left will sexualize everything but a beautiful woman. They cannot stand beautiful women. Here's another example of this. So somebody posted on April 9th, this is the main character for Star Wars Outlaws, a new video game. Can't wait to not play it and watch it fail. Okay, I don't know if I would not play a game because they make the characters ugly, but I would say that while this character is definitely more mid, she's definitely on the lower range of the mid. She's got tattoos on her boobs, which is always a really stupid idea. If you want to make yourself less attractive, do that. Some people do want to make themselves less attractive. A lot of women shave their heads. They hate men. They want to show that they hate men. So they either cut their hair really short like this, or they shave their heads, or they get tattoos on their chests as a way to signal toxic, stay away. Fine. That's fine. Not everybody deserves a partner. Not everybody wants to be a partner. Some people are lesbians. That's fine. All right. So this is the main character for Star Wars Outlaws. I would say ugly, but more likely to be mid. The tattoos for me make it ugly, and then the stupid haircut with the ugly freaking bangs, and the just general mid face. Okay, so there we go. So here's Valentine, very triggered, and engages in what females do. They shame. A man finds something attractive, or he doesn't find something attractive. Shame. If a man finds someone attractive, you should be ashamed. If a man doesn't find something attractive, you should be ashamed. Shame. We live in a gynocracy. You must be shamed. Men should be shamed unless they dress as women. Now, if the person here's the thing. You can't have big, beautiful boobs, right? You have to be flatter than a pancake like this character is right here. However, if Aloy had a dick and was a man, then it would be okay for them to have enormous tits. It would be okay. If that was a man with a penis, with testicles, fine, no problem. The left would say, give the man with the dick and balls enormous tits, and it's perfectly fine. Am I right?
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
I mean, isn't like that really the creed of the left? What feminism has become today? Like, it's all leftist feminists are just one big Kamala Harris saying,
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna
and then
come.
I'm like, am I right? Am I right here? Okay, so why do they do this? Why is it that the left wants to shame men for enjoying beautiful women? Well, let's talk about it here. Here, see, we've got the front page of Glamour UK. I mean, we're talking about glamour, right? Being glamorous. This is the front page, or excuse me, the cover of Glamour. What they're doing is, and this is ugly, right? This is objectively ugly. Okay. This isn't like, and I talked about this at the beginning of the show, but it bears repeating. This isn't like Demi Moore in the early 1990s appearing pregnant on, let's see, pregnant. Let's get that cover. Pregnant Demi Moore. Hope I don't get any weird porn or something pop up. Sorry, guys. Pregnant Demi Moore magazine cover. Let's look at this. This was a big controversy in the 1990s. Here it is, Vanity Fair. The front cover of Vanity Fair. Here we have we had a huge controversy in the 1990s. It was a big impact on the world. See, this article is even talking about August of 1991, Demi Moore, naked and pregnant. And the reason why this was so controversial is because the debate was over whether or not a pregnant woman is beautiful. Now, I find my pregnant wife to be absolutely beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's luscious. She's sexy, and that has to do not necessarily with her body type, but I mean, like, she's just kind of like, I got lucky. I hit the lottery. My wife is like pregnant, and she's like, come here, Austin. She's very, sexy. Demi Moore, beautiful woman. You can say, I think a lot of men could say objectively, yeah, she's beautiful. She's sexy. She's a very attractive woman. But here's the caveat. I know a lot of people out here are not going to like to hear this. Okay. Most men don't find most pregnant women to be attractive. I think there's a biological reason for that. We're programmed not to. We're programmed to stay away, not for necessarily from our own wives, right? In which case they say that sex during pregnancy is perfectly fine, safe, even potentially a good thing, might actually be healthy for the pregnancy itself, at least from some of the stuff that Stephanie and I have read. But most men, I'm not going to find most other pregnant women attractive. If she could even be like an 8 or a 9. And if she's pregnant, I'm kind of like, stay away, right? There's something biological in men. Now, women don't like that. And that's probably why back in these days, they're kind of like, look here, she's beautiful. Oh, don't pretend like we're not beautiful when we're pregnant, men. Shame, shame, shame. Look at our naked pregnant bodies. Demi Moore. And then, of course, they'll point to the ideal, like Demi Moore, and say, see, pregnant women are sexy. And she's like smoking in a trailer, and she's got tattoos on her boobs. And she's like, yeah, look at me. And she's got a glass of wine, and her belly's out there with all the stretch marks. And she's like, that's me up there. You see, that's just like me right now. Let's hit the left button. So there it is. So Demi Moore, right? So beautiful, pregnant, right? This was a way for women to say, see, we can be beautiful when we're pregnant. Okay, it's true, right? And most of us find our wives who are pregnant to be beautiful as well. There's probably something evolutionary to that. But I don't find other men's pregnant wives to be beautiful. I don't find other pregnant women to be beautiful. It's just not for me. Now, pregnant women, in that sense, sure. Demi Moore, she looks beautiful, right? She's pregnant, but she's a celebrity. You can't take the average, you can't take a 10 and compare it to a mid. You can't. Stop deluding yourselves, okay? This is about saying nice things to women to make them feel happy, because otherwise they will shame, 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 boo, shame, men, shame, 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 shame. You have to feel guilty for following your biological urge as a man. You must find the woman on the left attractive. Shame, shame, shame. And if you find the woman on the right attractive, more attractive, then shame, shame, shame.
How
Shame,
dare you?
right? Shame, shame, shame the men, shame the men. You must find the female who looks like a man with a gigantic, corpulent, porcine belly, beautiful, trans, pregnant, proud. Logan Brown. I'm sorry, but you're disgusting. I find you repellent. One, because you're a pregnant woman, and so I'm biologically inclined to find you unattractive, but also because you try and present yourself as a man. And I don't find men attractive. So it's double the ugliness here. I'm sorry, Logan Brown. Like, if you found your happiness, you've made it to a magazine cover, you found some professional success with this, congratulations. But you're fucking ugly. You're disgusting. And I don't find you to be the type of person who should be on the cover of a magazine called Glamour, right? Stop lying to us. And ladies, if you're out there and you're listening to this and it's making you angry that I say things like this, you're part of the problem. Okay. You're the reason that you have so many problems, right? And it's your problems are all caused by you in your own head. You have first world problems. This is a result of too much time on their hands and living in this is what we get when we live under a gynocracy. Okay. It started with the find me sexy. I'm a wine mom who smokes cigarette and I'm pregnant. Look at me. I'm like Demi Moore. It starts with this, right? Okay. She's beautiful, but she's pregnant. So it's not, you need to find her attractive. Find her hot. I'm hot. I'm sexy. Look at me. Give me another Pall Mall. Virginia Slims. I'm sexy. I'm pregnant with my 12th kid and I don't know who the father is. I got 11 baby daddies and 12 kids. I'm sexy. Look at me. I could be on the cover of Vanity Fair like her. And that has led to this. That's where we've come. Okay. So let's continue on this line of thought here. So why can't we have beautiful women? We can't have beautiful women because it's hard to be beautiful. It's difficult. It requires work. Being beautiful takes effort. It requires you to get off your fat ass onto the couch, men and women, right? There's a trust me, there's plenty of mediocre men out there. Ladies, you're just getting a hard time today. Plenty of mediocre men, and of which all of society is dedicated to destroying and tearing down every single day, right? So today's just your day. Okay. So let's continue. People like to be around attractive people, okay? No matter what walk of life you're in and what type of entertainment you consume, people like to be around attractive people. If you're a woman, you instinctively recognize this and you try to be beautiful, right? The real world bears this out, right? The luxury industry is a $532 billion industry. And, as a woman, the undeniable truth is that your future has a lot to do with your looks. It does. You can deny that, or you can be I can smoke Virginia Slims and put bear claws on my boobs and think that I'm sexy and think men are going to want to wife me up. I'm a catch. I'm a 10. Virginia Slims. Wine. Pink wine, Zinfandel from the gas station. I'm sexy. Attractive women earn more than mids. Another reason that mids do not want beautiful women around. Do not like that, especially because of what attractive women do to men. We pay attention to them. We want to be around them. Have you seen the women who work for Donald Trump? They are beautiful. Okay. Donald Trump is, while I would say Donald Trump's taste may be a little tacky and dated. If you look at like the gold, he uses a lot of gold in his suites in Trump Tower, which again, a lot of that stuff was built in a different era. So, it's just a little dated, but most of the women around Donald Trump, you will find, are absolutely beautiful. It is sort of a representation of that. And when you look at Joe Biden, For example, you look at the women surrounding Joe Biden, they're mostly trolls and troglodytes and trans, right? They're not really women, they're biological men. And I mean, is it too much to compare them to filth? Perhaps that might be a bit too far, but they look like they're a bit stanky. They look as if, well, what's the word? Swarthy might be the right word. Swarthy. They're a bit swarthy because they want to give the diversity, equity, inclusion. They want to give a leg up to the mids and to the unattractives, to the mids and to the lows and the mids. They're trying to diversify the looks department so they lift up applicants, right? And if it's a meritocracy, it should be based on performance, but we all know it's not a meritocracy, right? The left is not about merit, right? So they're pointing at the ugly, diverse, swarthy woman and they're saying, hire that woman, she's a mid. They're looking at the ugly dude with the wrinkles on his face wearing a wig and they're like, hire that woman. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Pete DeCat says, all that voice training makes for a great smoker Marge voice. Thank you very much. Yes. So let's continue on, right? So the infiltration of wokeness into the video game industry. So like for about the past 13 years, you might say the video game industry has been kind of under assault. Remember Gamergate, right? This is ideologues, right? There was kind of a consumer revolt against wokeism in video games. There were a bunch of feminist grifters who tried to ply their trade, made a lot of money, fleecing idiotic leftists. People like Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, Brianna Wu, and others used the medium of video games to attack heterosexual men in order to launch their careers, right? And then the video game industry has been changed forever to reflect the sensibilities of the mentally ill, feminists, homosexuals, queers, wokesters, perverts. Just, it is what it is, right? And we're supposed to find this person attractive, right? They want heterosexual men to deny biological reality in order to push men like myself closer and closer towards androgyny. Thank you to Mighty Megatron for the donation and tip jar. I appreciate that. He says, there it is. It's the DEI being pushed by BlackRock and Vanguard via ESG scoring and ratings money. Tell the folks about this. This is what drives companies to do the whole woke DEI stuff. Well, yes and no. Mighty Megatron, you're correct, but it's not the full picture. And that's something perhaps I can do in another show. I want to stick to video games here for just a moment. Right. And so we're looking at, why we cannot have beauty anymore. I love these videos. I was watching these by, gosh, what is the guy's name? He's the Quartering, who started this. Is where I got the idea for the show today. But they're trying to defeminize men. They're trying to defeminize women. Right? They're making video game characters mids or below. They're making them ugly because they want to destroy what men find beautiful and attractive because they hate us. Feminists, wokesters, leftists, communists. I won't say homosexuals, but the community, right? My brother is gay and he's not a member of all this kind of stuff. But they want us to find, Marge here with the tattoos on her chest, the main character of this game, Star Wars Alice. Who are you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes? They're saying your lying eyes. You find she's pretty. She's a 10. She's a 10. Yeah, smoking over Danny's flab. I got a tattoo on my chest. I can drink my pink Zinfandel from the truck stop. Ugh. I'm sexy. Look at me. I'm a 10. I don't think so. No. Right? Not a 10. But this character, Alloy, she's kind of like the poster child, we say, of uglification, right? So the Italian version of Vanity Fair actually felt like this was so important and triumphant. They actually featured this video game character on the front cover of their magazine. Let me push this up for you here. Here we are. So this is the front cover of Vanity Fair. Now, they use this actress, Hannah Hoekstra, as the model, right? And I love this. This is very funny. It's hard to believe that they turned a moderately pretty woman into a bold dyke lesbian. Moderately pretty. That's funny. But yes, this is the model that they used. And this is the woman. Okay. Jesus, it looks like me. Right? I mean, look at her beautiful jawline here. And then over here, absolutely beautiful. Right. And then compared to this, I'm sorry, beautiful, ugly. Right. And of course, she's gay. Right. I love that South Park episode. Put a woman in it and make it gay. Everything. It has to be gay. It has to be ugly. It has to be gay. It has to be trans. It has to be anything but what heterosexual men might find attractive. It can't be. It can't be anything that straight men love attractive. Hate video games. Play male fantasy. Here's a clip that a lot of people love to riff on. Video games. Here, this is your average leftist gamer take here.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I fucking hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
Here it is.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I fucking hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
I hate video games because it appeals to the male fantasy. Now, I love OnlyFans. I love OnlyFans because that empowers women. They hate video games because it appeals to the male fantasy. They love OnlyFans because it empowers women. Do you notice, I don't know, a little bit of hypocrisy? One to the other, one to the other. It's okay to demean yourself. It's okay to demean your body. It's okay to go out on OnlyFans. It's okay to show yourself off to thousands and millions of men, most of them being married men. What's not okay is to make a beautiful woman in a video game, right? If she's got a beautiful round derriere and has got tight leather pants. Remember when Lara Croft Tomb Raider was hot? Remember when you used to turn on video games and it was Duke Nukem and he would go up and he would give the stripper money, right? He'd be like, shake that ass, right? Remember the good old days of video games? Well, it's not like that anymore. Now they want to make the women ugly in the video games because they hate men. They hate us. That's what you should, that's the takeaway from that video. She says, I hate video games because it appeals to the male fantasy. And anything that appeals to the male fantasy has to be destroyed and deleted because they hate us. They hate men, people like you and me. They hate women like you who appreciate men who appreciate beautiful women. They have to destroy beauty because with beauty comes truth,